In the vast expanse of the galaxy, where countless species have mastered the art of interstellar warfare, speed and agility are the ultimate symbols of power. Swift, sleek warships zip across star systems like shooting stars, equipped with cutting-edge technology and weapons that strike with deadly precision. In this grand arena of cosmic dominance, humans are newcomers, seen as primitive, slow, and clumsy by the ancient, proud alien empires that have shaped the galaxy for millennia. Amid this backdrop, the human warship USS Dauntless cuts a stark contrast. Unlike the gleaming, needle-like vessels piloted by alien admirals, the Dauntless is bulky and slow. Its hull is thick, armored with layers of reinforced alloy that make it appear lumbering and outdated. The engines hum with a steady, persistent rhythm rather than the lightning-fast bursts common to most fleets. Many alien commanders dismiss the Dauntless as a relic from a forgotten era, a joke unworthy of serious consideration. The ship's reputation is so poor that it has earned a mocking nickname among the galactic military circles, the Tin Turtle. The captain of the Dauntless, a human named Captain Terran Voss, is well aware of the scorn his ship attracts. Yet, beneath his calm exterior lies a fierce determination. Voss knows that human strength is not in flashy speed or overwhelming firepower, but in endurance, ingenuity, and the ability to adapt. While others laugh, he quietly commands his crew to prepare for a future no one yet understands. The crew of the Dauntless is a tight-knit group of human specialists, engineers, tacticians, and soldiers who share their captain's belief. They spend long hours honing their skills, learning every inch of their ship, and studying alien tactics. They know they cannot outpace or outgun the alien fleets in a traditional race or firefight, but they can outthink and outlast them. The story's opening conflict arrives quickly. The Dauntless is deployed on a mission to patrol a contested sector, a vital trade route plagued by pirate raids and hostile skirmishes. The sector's patrol command, dominated by alien fleets, treats the human ship with barely concealed contempt. When an alien fleet encounters the Dauntless, their commanders order their ships to ignore it, confident it poses no threat. In a tense but brief encounter, the aliens attempt a quick strike to force the human ship to retreat. Their warships dart around with lightning speed, firing powerful energy weapons that streak past the Dauntless's slower movements. The humans respond with calm precision, using the ship's sturdy defenses and steady weapons to absorb the initial onslaught. Although the Dauntless cannot match the alien vessel's speed, it holds its ground, preventing any real damage to the convoy it escorts. The alien commanders watch in disbelief. Their mockery turns to confusion as they realize the Dauntless is not fleeing or panicking but maintaining formation, coordinating its defenses with uncanny efficiency. Still, the aliens dismiss it as a fluke, a lucky defense that won't last under sustained pressure. Back on the Dauntless, Captain Voss gathers his officers and crew. He reminds them that patience and resilience are their greatest strengths, and that the galaxy underestimates humans at their own peril. The crew's morale, though tested by the alien sneers, is bolstered by their captain's unwavering confidence. This opening act sets the stage for the humans' journey from ridicule to respect. It introduces key themes: the contrast between appearance and reality, the underestimated power of endurance and strategy, and the resilience of humanity when faced with superior foes. The Dauntless may be slow and clunky, but it carries the heart of a warrior species that refuses to be counted out. A secret the galaxy will soon learn at its own cost. After the USS Dauntless's unexpected resilience in its first skirmish, the alien fleets remain skeptical, still seeing the slow human warship as little more than a curiosity. However, behind the scenes, Captain Terran Voss and his crew begin a transformation that will turn mockery into fear. The Dauntless undergoes extensive retrofitting, but unlike typical upgrades aimed at increasing speed or raw firepower, the humans focus on innovation tailored to their unique strengths. Engineers retrofit the ship with advanced electronic warfare systems designed to disrupt enemy sensors and communications, a technology unfamiliar to most alien fleets that rely heavily on speed and overwhelming firepower rather than subtlety. The ship's armor is reinforced with experimental materials that increase durability, accepting the trade-off of heavier weight and slower speeds for survivability. Meanwhile, the ship's AI is upgraded with adaptive algorithms capable of learning enemy tactics in real time, enabling the crew to predict and counter alien maneuvers swiftly. This fusion of human intuition and machine precision becomes a formidable combination, making the Dauntless far more than a simple, slow battleship. Training aboard the Dauntless intensifies. The crew embraces a mindset of flexibility and ingenuity, practicing coordinated maneuvers and ambush tactics that leverage their ship's strengths while minimizing its weaknesses. Unlike alien commanders who depend on their ship's velocity to outflank and overwhelm opponents, humans master patience and precision, drawing enemies into carefully prepared kill zones and traps. One of the most important lessons for the crew is to use the ship's apparent slowness as a strategic advantage. The Dauntless cannot chase or flee quickly, but it can hold its ground in dangerous zones and force enemies into unfavorable engagements. Its slow speed forces enemies to commit resources and reveal their strategies, giving humans critical intelligence. The story highlights a critical mission that puts these tactics to the test. The Dauntless is assigned to escort a vulnerable convoy, transporting vital supplies through a sector rife with hostile patrols. The alien forces know of the convoy and intend to ambush it, seeing the slow human ship as an easy target. As the convoy advances, the Dauntless uses stealth technology to mask its presence, slipping quietly through contested space. When the hostile fleet finally attacks, confident and brash, they expect a quick victory. But the Dauntless crew unleashes their plan. Using the upgraded AI to anticipate enemy moves, the human crew sets electronic traps, jamming the enemy's targeting systems and communications. The slow-moving warship doesn't attempt to outrun the attackers but forces them into narrow spaces where its heavy armor and firepower can dominate. They deploy remote drones to harass and confuse enemy formations, while the ship's weapon systems, though not the fastest, fire with deadly accuracy and timing. Despite the enemy's technological superiority and speed, the Dauntless turns the engagement into a grinding battle of attrition, a fight of wits and endurance rather than a race. The humans exploit every weakness they can find in the alien tactics, gradually wearing down the attackers and protecting the convoy. Word of this surprising defense begins to ripple through the galaxy's military circles. The once dismissive alien fleets now whisper of the slow but deadly human warship that refuses to yield. The Dauntless's tactics are unconventional and difficult to counter, sparking curiosity and unease. On board, Captain Voss and his officers prepare for the challenges ahead. They know this is only the beginning of their battle for recognition and survival. The galaxy may have mocked the Dauntless for its slowness, but the humans are proving that being underestimated is the greatest weapon they have, one that will catch their enemies off guard time and again. The galaxy had begun to buzz quietly with whispers about the USS Dauntless, the slow human warship that was no longer just a laughingstock but an enigma. Alien commanders, long used to seeing humans as weak and predictable, were starting to notice something unusual. Humans were surviving and even winning against overwhelming odds. But no one was prepared for what was about to come. The Dauntless was assigned to patrol a vital star system on the border of hostile territory. This sector was critical to interstellar trade and diplomacy, making it a prime target for hostile fleets seeking to destabilize peace and assert dominance. Intelligence reports warned of a large enemy fleet, technologically superior and numerically greater, planning an aggressive assault. The humans' slow warship was once again considered an easy target. When the hostile alien fleet arrived, sleek and fast as lightning, they looked at the Dauntless and sneered. Their commanders openly mocked the slow, bulky human ship, certain it would be destroyed quickly and without effort. The enemy fleet commander, a proud and arrogant alien admiral named Ralx, made no attempt to hide his disdain. The battle commenced with a flurry of energy blasts and missile volleys. The enemy ships darted swiftly, using their speed to encircle the Dauntless and strike at weak points. They expected the human warship to break formation and retreat, or be crushed outright under the assault. But instead, the Dauntless held steady, its thick armor absorbing blows that would have crippled less durable ships. The Dauntless's crew worked in near-perfect synchronization. Using the upgraded AI, they predicted enemy attack patterns and adjusted their defenses and weapon targeting in real time. The ship's electronic warfare systems scrambled enemy sensors and disrupted their communications, sowing confusion among the enemy ranks. At the crucial moment, Captain Terran Voss gave the order to launch a counterstrike. Unlike the flashy, rapid-fire tactics typical of alien fleets, the Dauntless's weapons fired with calculated precision. Long-range plasma cannons targeted critical engine nodes on the enemy vessels, aiming not to obliterate, but to cripple their speed and maneuverability. Simultaneously, the Dauntless deployed a swarm of autonomous drones programmed to harass and confuse the enemy fleet. These drones moved slowly, but deliberately, forcing the enemy to split their focus and expend valuable resources defending against multiple threats. The alien fleet was stunned. Their rapid strikes, so effective against lighter opponents, faltered against the methodical human tactics. One by one, their ships began losing speed and formation integrity. The alien admiral's confidence started to waver as his flagship narrowly escaped a crippling blow. The battle dragged on, turning from a swift assault into a grinding war of attrition, an arena where human endurance and strategy prevailed over speed and firepower. For the first time, the galaxy witnessed the full capability of the Dauntless, not as a slow, obsolete vessel, but as a deadly warship that exploited patience, precision, and adaptability. News of the Dauntless is unexpected. Victory spread like wildfire. Across distant star systems, alien commanders whispered nervously about the humans' strange tactics and the warship that refused to fall. Even the proudest fleets began reconsidering their underestimation of humanity. Back on the Dauntless, the crew celebrated quietly but knew this was just the beginning. Captain Voss reminded his team that every victory made them a target and that their enemies would adapt quickly. But for now, the humans had sent a clear message. They were not to be mocked or dismissed. The Dauntless sailed on, slow and steady, a symbol of human resolve, a reminder that sometimes the greatest weapon isn't speed or firepower, but the unyielding spirit to survive and fight smarter. After the stunning victory in the first major engagement, the USS Dauntless had become far more than just a slow warship. It was now a symbol of human resilience and unpredictability. News of the battle spread rapidly across the galaxy, shaking long-held assumptions about humanity's place in the cosmic order. What was once a joke whispered in alien corridors had become a source of genuine concern. Alien commanders who had mocked the Dauntless now found themselves questioning their strategies. The slow, lumbering ship had defied the laws of conventional warfare with a mix of patience, cunning, and unyielding determination. The galaxy's elite fleets were forced to reconsider their previous dismissals and start studying human tactics carefully. Recognizing this shift, the humans aboard the Dauntless did not rest on their laurels. The crew, under Captain Terran Voss's steady leadership, pushed forward with further upgrades and tactical innovations. While speed remained a distant dream for the ship's heavy hull, enhancements in stealth technology, armor reinforcement, and precision targeting systems continued to close the gap in battlefield effectiveness. The humans understood that their true strength lay not in matching alien firepower or velocity, but in exploiting the predictable arrogance of their foes. Where alien commanders relied on fast strikes and overwhelming force, the Dauntless embraced endurance and strategic patience, turning battles into tests of wits rather than reflexes. As their reputation grew, so did the threats against them. Several alien factions, threatened by the human ship's rising legend, began coordinating efforts to neutralize the Dauntless. Diplomatic envoys whispered veiled warnings, and fleet commanders sought out every piece of intelligence they could find on the ship's capabilities. In one tense scene, an alien admiral named Vrynek, known for his brutal efficiency and disdain for humans, openly challenges the Dauntless. He mocks the idea that a slow human ship could ever pose a real threat, proposing a duel, a formal high-stakes engagement to settle the matter of supremacy once and for all. The announcement of The duel sends ripples throughout the galactic community. It's more than a simple battle. It's a challenge to human honor and a test of the Dauntless's evolving legacy. The entire galaxy watches as preparations begin. On board, Captain Voss uses the challenge to inspire his crew. He reminds them that being underestimated is humanity's greatest advantage. It forces enemies to make mistakes born of arrogance. The crew intensifies training, simulating countless battle scenarios and perfecting their coordinated maneuvers. Meanwhile, the Dauntless undergoes further stealth enhancements designed to counter the high-tech sensors of its forthcoming opponent. New weapon systems are calibrated for precision strikes capable of disabling rather than destroying, aiming to outlast and outmaneuver foes in drawn-out combat. As the day of the duel approaches, tension mounts. Alien observers openly debate whether the Dauntless is truly a threat or just a stubborn relic lucky enough to have survived thus far. Humans aboard the ship know the truth. They have prepared for this moment, ready to turn every underestimated moment into their advantage. This part of the story highlights the shift in galactic perception and the increasing respect and fear humanity commands. It sets the stage for an epic confrontation that will test everything the Dauntless and its crew have become. In a universe where speed and firepower were king, the humans had redefined warfare on their own terms. The slow warship that was once mocked would soon become a legend. The day of the duel arrived amid great anticipation across the galaxy. Alien fleets, diplomats, and curious onlookers gathered from distant star systems, eager to witness the showdown between the legendary USS Dauntless and the infamous alien. Admiral Vrynek's flagship, a sleek, lightning-fast warship known as the Shadow Talon. This battle wasn't just about pride. It was a test of tactics, endurance, and the very future of how warfare would be fought in the galaxy. Captain Terran Voss stood on the bridge of the Dauntless, calm but focused. He knew their ship was slower and less flashy than the Shadow Talon, but he trusted his crew and the strategy they had painstakingly developed. This duel was humanity's chance to prove that speed wasn't everything, and that the underestimated human spirit was a force to be reckoned with. From the moment the duel began, Vrynek's flagship struck like a viper, fast, precise, and aggressive. The Shadow Talon darted around the Dauntless, firing bursts of energy weapons designed to cripple the human ship quickly. The alien admiral's tactics relied on overwhelming speed and maneuverability, attempting to break through the Dauntless's defenses before it could respond. But the humans were ready. The Dauntless's upgraded electronic warfare system scrambled the Shadow Talon's targeting sensors, making the alien shots miss their marks. The ship's adaptive AI analyzed Vrynek's maneuvers, predicting his next moves and adjusting the Dauntless's defense patterns accordingly. Every weapon fired by the humans was calculated, aimed at disabling key components rather than wasting ammunition on futile volleys. The battle turned into a deadly game of cat and mouse, with the Shadow Talon's speed balanced against the Dauntless's resilience and precision. As the fight dragged on, the alien crew grew frustrated. Their rapid strikes were failing to overwhelm the human vessel. Captain Voss saw an opening. The Dauntless deployed a swarm of stealth drones programmed to stick close to the Shadow Talon, jamming its communications and interfering with its engines. These drones forced the alien flagship to divert attention and energy to defensive maneuvers, slowing its assault. Seizing the moment, the Dauntless fired a series of plasma pulses at the Shadow Talon's engine arrays. One by one, the engines began to falter, the once lightning-fast warship losing its speed advantage. Vrynek's confident smirk faded as his ship struggled to maintain its position. With the enemy slowed, the humans pressed their advantage. The Dauntless's heavy armor absorbed retaliatory fire while its crew focused on precision strikes, crippling weapon systems and sensor arrays aboard the Shadow Talon. The battle had shifted from a fast-paced assault to a war of endurance and tactics, a domain where humans excelled. In the final moments, Vrynek attempted a desperate ram maneuver, hoping to disable the Dauntless physically. But Captain Voss anticipated this move and maneuvered his ship to avoid direct impact, while delivering a crippling counterstrike. The Shadow Talon shuddered under the precise plasma blasts, engines failing and systems shutting down. The duel ended, with the alien flagship forced into retreat, damaged and humiliated. The Dauntless had triumphed, proving once and for all that speed alone was no guarantee of victory. Across the galaxy, news of the victory spread like wildfire. The humans, once mocked for their slow and bulky ship, were now respected, even feared. The duel reshaped how alien commanders viewed human warfare, igniting a new era of caution and respect. Back aboard the Dauntless, Captain Voss praised his crew for their discipline, innovation, and resolve. They had turned ridicule into triumph and rewritten the rules of engagement. The victory was more than a battle won. It was a declaration. Humanity was no longer to be underestimated or mocked. The slow warship was deadly, and the galaxy had taken notice. The USS Dauntless returned from its epic duel battered but victorious, its reputation soaring across the galaxy. The story of the slow human warship that defied expectations spread rapidly through military command centers, trade hubs, and even civilian worlds. What was once a laughingstock became a symbol of human ingenuity, resilience, and unyielding spirit. Captain. Terran Voss and his crew knew this was only the beginning. Their victory against Admiral Vrynek's flagship was a turning point, a moment when the galaxy had to reconsider humanity's place in the cosmic order. But they also understood the galaxy would not let them rest. Enemies would regroup, strategize, and come back stronger. The Dauntless became a beacon of hope for human allies and a source of fear for rival factions. Other human fleets began adopting the lessons learned from the Dauntless's unique tactics, emphasizing strategic patience, electronic warfare, and endurance over sheer speed or brute force. Humanity was rewriting the rules of starship combat. Alien. Commanders, once dismissive and arrogant, now approached engagements with caution when humans were involved. They studied human tactics more carefully, knowing that underestimating them could lead to devastating consequences. The slow human warship had altered the very fabric of galactic warfare. Beyond military circles, the Dauntless inspired cultural shifts across human colonies and allied worlds. Songs, stories, and art celebrated the slow ship that wouldn't back down. Young recruits dreamed of serving aboard her, eager to embody the spirit of perseverance and cleverness that defined humanity's rise. Yet amid the celebrations, Captain Voss remained grounded. He gathered his officers and crew for a solemn reminder. Victory breeds new challenges. The galaxy's powers would adapt, new threats would emerge, and the Dauntless must continue evolving. Complacency was the enemy's greatest ally. Plans for further upgrades and new ship designs inspired by the Dauntless were underway. Scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of technology to create ships that combined the best of human innovation with lessons learned in battle. The story closes with the Dauntless preparing to embark on a new mission, one that would take her deeper into contested space, where unknown dangers awaited. The ship was slower than many others, but it carried something far more powerful: the unbreakable spirit of humanity. As the slow warship slipped into the starry expanse, the galaxy watched closely. The legend of the USS Dauntless had only just begun. What once was mocked as slow and obsolete was now feared as deadly and unstoppable. The humans had proven that speed was not the ultimate measure of power. Patience, strategy, and the refusal to be underestimated were their greatest weapons. The Dauntless stood as a testament that in the vastness of space, even the slowest could become the deadliest.